In 2014, I came into Abuja looking for a job. I had stayed almost a year after my induction as a medical doctor, trying to get a house job placement down south, but I wasn't successful in my attempt, so Abuja became my last option. But I never wanted to come to Abuja because growing up in the Southwest, I never saw myself living anywhere else other than the Southwest. So when I got to Abuja, I applied for a house job in National Hospital, and after I had scaled the written exams, I sat for the interview and it went so well that I thought I had the job locked. But I didn't get the job, and that hurt me so much. I eventually did my house job in Kefi, a neighboring town. After I finished in 2016, I remember my uncle specifically asked me if I wanted to stay back in Abuja instead of going back down south, but I was like, nah. So I joined the next available bus back to Ibadan. And in my mind, I was never coming back upwards. But then in 2017, as I was rounding up my National Youth Service, I saw a job advert in Abuja, National Hospital again, but this time it was a residency advert. And I remember when I saw that advert, my heart began beating so fast because even though I was hurt from the disappointment I suffered the first time around, and even though I didn't want to go back up north, I knew it was an opportunity I shouldn't pass up. That was how I came to live in Abuja in August of 2017. That's about 5 years now, after I miraculously got the job. It was a miracle job because the competition was so stiff, but that miracle came through people.
My name is Habibat Abiadamu. I'm an auntie to Ajidara. That is in the person of Dr. Tokwe Uyetunji. She's my direct niece, so I've known her all her life.
Ajidara is my cousin. She's like my younger sister. My name is Hawasidi Aliu. I've been in Abuja practically all my life. We were in Suleja when Abuja was just evolving and moved to Abuja. So I've been in Abuja for 45 years. We watch Abuja grow into the city it is today. Was I instrumental in getting her a job in Abuja? I wouldn't say I was instrumental. She got the job for herself because she came in, did her housemanship, and told us that she wanted to continue with National Hospital. Yes, we spoke to a few people, and what they told us is there's an interview. If she passes, if she aces it, then fine. There will be no problem. And she didn't disappoint. Sat for the interview, she passed, and she got the job. So, she got the job herself.
Zara, my cousin, a big sister, although she was modest about it, I really appreciated the help I got from she and her husband in getting that job because, like I said, the competition was stiff, and if you live in Nigeria, you know how important it is to have long legs in addition to big brains. Yes, and she's also a people-loving person like my aunt, and despite the fact that even I knew I came off as hard in that, setting, she has always been gracious to me.
My first few encounters with her at the beginning was, I saw her as a very quiet girl, more like an introvert, but always to herself. Until one day, then when she came into Abuja, she was living at my mom's in Wuye. And most of the time you see her, she comes in, a few words, and then she goes to her room. And I'm always like, she talk well, she's just to herself. And then one day I went there and I heard this lovely music coming from a room upstairs. And I was like, who is that? And mommy said, it's Ajidara. She lives in a beautiful world of her own. I guess she's someone who knows what she wants and goes after her passion. which is very rare, because still a lot of people are still trying to discover their passion. And I guess our passion, music, and lately we've discovered that there's another side to Ajidara, that's writing. She writes very well, and also motivational and inspiring talks. So I do put it this way: she's a quiet person, but someone who has so much to give and is giving in an amazing way.
Yes, I'm an introvert. And so living with my aunt, who was the exact opposite, was kind of like a culture shock for me.
We wish you goodness. We wish you goodness, Daddy.
She loves people. Not that I hate people, but I'd rather not have my house full of them. But she always had people around her. People were always coming to visit. People were living with her, including me. And there was always food in the house. Food for visitors, for those of us living there, lots of food. So living with my aunt was a very good learning experience for me.
She's a very, very lovable person. Not because she's my niece, I'm just saying what I know about her. In fact, I didn't want her to leave my house. The first time she approached me, after staying for about maybe 1.5 years, and she approached me that, "Mommy, I'm looking for a place so that, I will relieve you of my staying here." I said, "Relieve?" I said, "Toko, you are my daughter. You are my daughter, and we are Africans. You can stay with me as long as you wish. Don't rush into looking for a house. In fact, if not because of your cousins that will be coming from time to time, I would have said you are not going anywhere until you get married, But after 2 years, she eventually got a place. She left us. All the same, we are still together, because I think where she lives to my house is just about maybe 3 to 5 minutes drive.
So yes, I stayed with my aunt for more than 2 years. Actually, I stayed with her for 29 months. I was in my 30s, I was working, staying with my aunt, and naturally I thought I would move from her place to where. But that wasn't how it happened. By the end of the second year living with my aunt, I had grown restless and I started looking for a place of my own. Around February 2020, just before the lockdown, I eventually got a place. It was a beautiful apartment in a beautiful estate. But I still hoped that I wouldn't have to renew my rent in that place, because houses in Abuja are very expensive. But then things didn't quite go the way I had planned again. So I had to renew my rent for another year. By the time I was approaching the end of the second year and I was still thinking if I would continue staying in that place, the rent was increased by 25%. That was when I decided that it was time for me to get another house. So I started house hunting. And house hunting was quite an experience, which I would love to share with you as well. But growing up watching Nollywood movies, I picked up something like this. So, you're gonna have to wait to find out what happened. Did things eventually work the way I had them planned, or did I have to improvise again? Meanwhile, I asked my cousin where else she would consider staying aside from Abuja.
I went to University of Lagos, so I was in Lagos for like 6 years, and I have lots of friends in Lagos. I wouldn't mind living in Lagos, but not full time. You're there for a while. It's like, so will I say I go to Lagos to recharge and then come and live my life in Abuja?
And if I would answer that question, where would I rather stay besides Abuja? Let me see. Husband's house?